property developers and investors are expected to gather in East London for the inaugural Property Development and Investment Conference. So it aims to bring together, as we had indicated in the previous crossing, experts in the property development sector, the banking sector, political heads, and of course various government departments and state-owned entities under one roof to deliberate and also to look at investment opportunities in this sector. So let's go back to Leanne and to find out from those who will be in attendance today what can be expected. Leanne, once more, good morning, and it's back to you in East London.
Thanks very much, Sakina. Yes, indeed, coming to you from East London. I can tell you one thing, I have not been to East London in such a long time, and it's good to be back here, I must say. Just nice to be seeing here on the, right here on the waterfront. And I mean, what a piece of property that it is here. And that's exactly what we're talking about, is property, investment into this province. And this, of course, the whole brainchild of the MEC of Public Works and Infrastructure, Babalo Madikizela, who is here with us right now, so we can get a better understanding of the idea behind it, and of course the fact that it's been delayed for so many years due to COVID. It started, I suppose, as an idea in 2019 and then had to be shelved until now. MEC, good to have you here on the program, and I suppose you must be quite relieved that this is finally happening.
Yes, good morning, Leanne. We are quite relieved that at long last we are holding this property summit. It was an idea that came just before 2019. We had thought we'll do it in 2020, but COVID happened. Now at least you are relieved that we have got an opportunity to showcase the potential that this province has in terms of the property, so that we can be able to attract investors. At the same time, we're able to introduce new entrants in the property sector in partnership with the established property developers in the country, and with all the finance institutions and holding our people in the new dawn that we want to see happening in the province.
So let's get a better understanding of what exactly you would like to achieve. So yes, we identify a property sector. Are we looking at building? Are we looking at buying existing properties that exist? Are we looking at investment into different kind of ventures? What is the idea?
Look, we've collated plus or minus 195 properties across the province. It's different, it's dilapidating buildings, vacant sites. We just want to give them to the private sector, but we are more on leasing, long-term leases. We won't be selling, because we don't want in 50, 100 years you've got a province that is owned by the private sector. So we'll be giving long-term leases. We want them to do anything, your shopping malls, your hotels, anything that they can think of doing, factories, anything that they can think of doing. So that's what we want to do, because we've been paying rates, I think, plus or minus 500 million per annum for these properties.
And what is in these properties? I mean, are these empty properties right now that are standing there with nothing happening inside them, and now you want to actually access their potential?
Look, most of them are dilapidating buildings, and most of them are vacant sites that are in eyesore and a cost to government, because we failed to maintain properties over a very long time of period, and some of them were invaded. So we had to spend a lot of money, legal fees, evicting people, and still paying rates and for the municipality for properties that are not generating any income. So that's what we want to turn around. We want to make sure that the 500 million that we spend from government money paying for rates, those properties we generate from them. From the long-term leases that we'll be giving the public, the private sector.
And I must say that is one of the unfortunate things that hit you as soon as you get into your hand. I mean, obviously you're talking about the whole of the province, and I'm just talking about a trip from the airport down to here. I mean, you do see that there are it needs a lot of upkeep. It looks like that, you know, a lot of these buildings and areas have just been left, and they need to be renovated, they need to be fixed. The upkeep, it's something that you can see has unfortunately been ignored for quite some time. So I'm glad there's attention on this, but there's a lot that needs to be done.
Yeah, that's what we are doing. Part of what we are trying to address this unemployment that is here in the province is to skill our nation. We're attracting artisans who will be able to maintain the state properties. So whilst we are giving the long-term leases whilst we are building office precincts across the province, the one-stop shops that we are doing. We'll also be skilling our own people to maintain these properties so that they don't dilapidate. We don't repeat this bad history of having such eyesore structures.
Are private sector interested in getting into this? I mean, would they have you seen any interest from whether it be shopping malls or businesses that are wanting to come in and lease from you as opposed to actually buying the property off your hands and looking after it?
No, they are. They are. In fact, we've already have some, I think about 6 that we've already awarded. That I think in the next month or so we'll be doing sort turning. They are very keen. Up to the point where some established landlords have even committed in hand-holding some of the new entrants in the sector. So they are. Like one example we've got in Bisho, what was used to be a Matola Sun Hotel, that is now is like walls, where we've given a established property developer to build there a hotel, a conference facilities, a shopping mall, residential units, and a golf course. Now, a property now that is undervalued at less than 3 million, in 36 months, it will have a development and a value of just more than 1.5 billion. So that's what we are trying to do.
And this, of course, is throughout the entire province, different municipalities. I mean, obviously it's being held here in East London, but the properties that have been identified are throughout the whole of the Eastern Cape.
Yes, they are all over the Eastern Cape. But what we've done for now, we've just collected this 195, but we're not only limited on that one. Yeah. So we're saying if private developers see any piece of land in the province that belongs to the state, it's easy to see. Because it's likely it will be dilapidating with grass not maintained. They can approach us. Just that we wanted to showcase this 195 in the meantime, but it's not limited only to that 195. We are calling to private sector whichever property they see across the province that belongs to the state, and most likely to the municipalities, because even the municipalities, they need to inject the income so that they can start paying rates, they can start generating some money from the properties that they have. So we're calling to private developers to come invade the province, turn it to the investment destination, turn it to the construction site using the state-owned properties.
But not privatize it, because that is a big message I think that you're putting through.
No, not definitely. We'll be giving long-term lease up to 99 years if needs be. Up to 99 years if needs be. The one just I made example of it's we've given them 99-year lease, where they'll be paying us about $1 million a month, and with a lot of employment that will be created around that. So that's what I'm
Just my final question to you. I mean, when you drive around, there was just one line that stuck out for me when you were saying that you can spot the municipality land, you can spot the government land because it's derelict. It's been left, it's been ignored. It is the eyesore when you drive in through the Eastern Cape. That for me is just, it's a sin. It is a sin. Because how did it get here? Why has this been ignored? Why is this not something that, yes, I can see you pushing the initiative now, but why only now? After all of these years, why did it have to get to this?
Look, it's some of the lessons that we've learned. We can't be going back. But the point now is we are doing something about it. That is why we're attracting artisans that we will train to maintain the state buildings. That is why we're availing all the land parcels that are underused, that are unused to the private sector. So we've learned a lot of mistakes along the way that we're trying to correct.
MEC, good luck. Thanks for talking to us. We're going to catch up with you and see that this actually does become a successful venture, and we wish you the best for this conference and all the delegates that are arriving.
No, thanks, Leanne. We're hoping to get the maximum potential of the sleeping beast in the province. Thanks.
So MEC talking to us about this venture that, of course, lots and lots of interest coming in. Lots of people are arriving. I certainly can tell you that much. And flights are arriving full with delegates that are hoping to come in here and find some investment potential. But Babalo Madikizela is the MEC for Public Works and Infrastructure. And, of course, he is the man, the brains behind all of this. So let's see where it takes us.